Hi, my name is Jessie Littlejohn, and I am the co host of Embracing Race Conversations with Truth and Intention with Shawnee McElwain. Since Shawnee and I began Embracing Race almost 2 years ago, we've said from the beginning that we thought it could be something more, but we didn't exactly know what that meant. And we trusted that that would be made clear to us at some point. So as we recorded episodes and as we got feedback, we heard over and over again that people felt like they were in the room with us, that they were sitting at the table with us. They felt like they were learning new things and they were hearing things in ways that they'd never heard them before, and they were discovering things within themselves that they didn't know existed. And they were challenging these truths or untruths, really, within themselves that had been dormant for so long, and challenging themselves to do better and be better. And all the while, they were just sitting with their friends at table. And if Shawnee and I know anything, it's that a vital part of being in ministry with one another is being in relationship with one another. And as we heard people say that they felt like they had a rapport with us, it became clearer and clearer that we needed to take and we want to take Embracing Race beyond just the podcast. And this social climate, as basic human rights continued to be threatened, and as our society continues to twist itself into knots over whether or not people should even have the right to exist, Shawnee and I have made a point of sitting in that tension together. We don't always agree with each other or with our guests, and we don't need to. Shawnee has said before that unity is not always about agreeing, it's about getting to the same goal, it's about being on the same page. And that happens and needs to happen even when it's hard, even when there is tension. And Shawnee and I have learned about each other and about ourselves that we are not only willing to sit in that tension, but we are willing and ready to help others sit in that tension as well. And to not only sit in it, but to understand it and to overcome it. So what we want really, and I speak for myself, but I think in part I speak for Shawnee too. We strive to make Embracing Race accessible to everyone. We would love to bring it to small groups, the same loosey-goosey kind of environment, real environment that we have on our podcast, but with more people. We want to get into the issues just like we do on our show. We want to talk about real things just like we do on our show, and we want to do so in a way that's respectful and accountable, just like on the show. And we want to bring Embracing Race to live events, to church gatherings, to denomination gatherings. For us, that would be presbytery meetings. We want to go to pride events. We want to go to civil rights rallies. Part of the show is bringing on guests who are doing the work. And what better way to meet people doing the work than to go where they are doing the work in real time? And having these conversations together, and not just the two of us, but inviting people in to share their thoughts, to share their experiences. We have said on the show that part of being in relationship, part of understanding one another, is learning each other's stories. And that's what we do on the show, and that's how we build relationship, is by knowing each other's stories, by challenging each other and moving beyond just this surface level understanding of our basic existence, but to really get to know one another. Shawnee and I have a desire to plant a seed, one that will grow with love and understanding that we need one another. We need one another to live and to thrive and to survive. And the more we can help facilitate that conversation, the more we can help build those relationships, the more that we feel that we are living into God's call for us, which is to restore as best as we can God's desire for his creation.